Greetings, curious minds. In the shadowed alleyways of human interaction lies the art of dark manipulation, a skill wielded by those who seek control not with brute force, but through the subtle weave of psychological influence. Today, we pull back the curtain on these dark arts, not to teach them, but to reveal their workings, enabling you to see the unseen and protect your mental sovereignty. Let's dive deeper into each technique that's written in the manipulator's playbook and the secrets to counteract and avoid these insidious tactics. Gaslighting is a sinister dance around the flames of truth and illusion. Originating from the 1938 play and subsequent 1944 film Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife into believing she is losing her grip on reality, gaslighting has since become synonymous with a form of psychological manipulation. It involves questioning the victim's memory, perception, and sanity. It begins with small lies and escalates into a full-scale assault on perception. The manipulator might insist events didn't happen as remembered or belittle the victim's emotions as overreactions, thus undermining their confidence and self-trust. For example, a manipulator might deny saying something hurtful. "I never said that. You're imagining things again." Or it could be something dismissive like, "Seriously, this is still bothering you?" It's a tactic that slowly erodes the victim's trust in their own senses, leading to dependency on the manipulator for their version of reality. The gaslighter might also use allies or forge evidence to further their agenda, making their victim feel isolated and unsure of whom to trust. To shield yourself from gaslighting, ground your reality in tangible evidence. Keep a journal of events, conversations, and how they made you feel. This log can serve as a touchstone to your reality when it's questioned. Cultivate a strong support network that can offer perspectives outside the manipulative environment. Most importantly, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it likely is. Mirroring, when used ethically, can foster connection and understanding. Psychologist Robert Cialdini referenced this phenomenon in his Principles of Influence, noting how similarity breeds liking and compliance. However, in the context of dark manipulation, it transforms into the chameleon effect. This strategy involves the manipulator adopting your likes, dislikes, gestures, and even speech patterns, not to build genuine rapport, but to create a false sense of trust and alignment. Imagine a manipulator who, after learning more about you, suddenly starts supporting the same charitable cause, adopt similar hobbies, or mirror your speech patterns and body language. These actions will fabricate a sense of unity and trust, making you more susceptible to suggestion. This insidious version of mirroring exploits empathy, making you feel uniquely understood and connected, only to leverage that trust for manipulative ends. It is vital to recognize when empathy crosses into imitation. A genuine connection doesn't require you to lose your identity or interests. Set boundaries around personal space and identity, and observe if the other person respects them. Encourage activities or discussions that reveal genuine differences in opinions and preferences, as this can help differentiate between natural rapport and manipulative mirroring. Dr. Susan Forward introduced the term emotional blackmail in her book of the same name, highlighting guilt trips as a common form of manipulation. This technique tricks someone into compliance by inciting guilt, often leveraging the victim's desire to be seen as good or helpful. Guilt trips manipulate emotions with surgical precision, turning love and duty into chains. A parent might say, "After all we've sacrificed, refusing to pursue the career we chose for you is selfish." Or a spouse might say, "I thought our relationship meant everything to you. I guess I was wrong." This technique weaponizes your values against you, transforming them into sources of guilt and coercion. It's a manipulation that often leaves the victim torn between their needs and the imposed obligations of the manipulator. Counter emotional blackmail by recognizing the difference between genuine accountability and manipulative guilt. Assert your boundaries clearly and communicate your feelings without accusation. For example, respond with, "I understand your disappointment, but this decision is important for my well-being." Practicing assertiveness can help you stand firm in your decisions without succumbing to guilt. Dr. Cialdini also described scarcity as a principle of persuasion, noting that people value and desire what is scarce. Creating false urgency is akin to a magician's trick, directing attention away from reason towards action. A manipulator might say, "You must decide now," or "The business opportunity will be gone forever," or "This sale ends today, and it's the last one left." By creating an artificial deadline, they force a decision under pressure, often in the manipulator's favor. This tactic is prevalent in high-pressure sales environments, but can also appear in personal relationships. In personal dynamics, it might manifest as, "If you don't decide to move in with me now, I might have to reconsider the relationship." This artificial scarcity triggers a panic response. Act now or suffer the loss, often leading to rush and regretted decisions. When faced with pressure from artificial scarcity or urgency, take a step back. Give yourself the time to think decisions through, regardless of the supposed time limit. Asking for time to consider, seeking second opinions, or simply saying, "I don't make decisions under pressure," are effective ways to disarm this tactic and ensure your choices are your own. Coined by members of the Unification Church of the United States in the 1970s, love bombing is a manipulation technique wherein overwhelming affection and attention are used to influence a person. Initially, it might seem like genuine interest or infatuation, but the underlying motive is to create emotional dependency. For example, shortly after meeting, the manipulator might start showering you with gifts, sweet messages, and promises of a future together. The target, swept up in this fantasy, often misses the red flags, such as the manipulator's demand for quick commitment or their disdain for boundaries. As the initial intensity fades, the manipulator withdraws affection, leaving the victim craving the lost adoration and more willing to comply with the manipulator's demands. The key to countering love bombing is to maintain a pace in relationships that feels comfortable for you. Be wary of overwhelming gestures that come too early or too intensely. Communicate your boundaries and watch how they are respected. Healthy relationships build gradually and are based on mutual respect and understanding, not on an imbalance of power. Manipulators often employ comparison to isolate their victims from their support network, creating an echo chamber where only the manipulator's voice is heard. By portraying themselves as uniquely understanding or beneficial compared to others, they create an us against the world dynamic. They might make claims like, "Everyone else is out for themselves, only I have your best interests at heart," or "I'm the only one who gets you. Your friends just don't understand you like I do." This not only isolates the victim, but also elevates the manipulator to an irreplaceable status, making their influence more potent and difficult to escape. Maintain and nurture a diverse social network that provides multiple sources of support and perspectives. This can protect you from becoming isolated and overly dependent on one source of validation. When you notice someone constantly comparing themselves to others in your life, recognize this as a red flag. Cultivate self-esteem independent of others' opinions to fortify your mental defenses against this tactic. Our journey is one of empowerment, a quest to safeguard our psychological autonomy against those who would seek to undermine it. Unveiling these techniques sheds light on the manipulator's shadowy domain, arming us with the insight to recognize and resist these tactics. Use the knowledge of these dark arts as a shield, and guard against those who would seek to exploit our vulnerabilities for their gain. As we conclude this chapter, from the playbook of dark manipulation tricks, don't forget to subscribe to The Mental Hacker for more mind hacks, psychology insights, and self-discovery content. Until next time, seekers of truth.